Okie dokie. So we are live. Hopefully everybody can hear me and see me. Hi, Kat. Oh, thank you about the green eye makeup. I did change it a little bit because I was looking back at that video and I was using one of the new ColourPop tie-dye collection palettes, and they're all pastel and they're beautiful, but on my complexion, pastel kind of washes me out, so I added just a tiny bit more dark green to my eyes to kind of help even it out. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the scrapbox drawing. If you have not watched, go ahead and watch it. Participate with us first, and then you can take and go back and watch the scrapbox drawing. Thank you, Tammy. So far, scrap mail, it's good. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Cleo. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Amanda. So, anyways, I don't know how long live will last, just to kind of give you a forewarning. The weather is terrible here yet again. If you can hear, I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but there are some car alarms going off because it is thunderstorming. I was talking to my husband right before we started live because we typically, like, I'll go and exercise with Cameron in the morning, and then me and Jeremy have started going walking again in the evenings as well. I was calling him to let him know that, hey, it's storming. We probably shouldn't go walking this evening. And so while I was on the phone with him in Beaumont, which the weather's coming from Beaumont towards Nederland, they lost power, and he was like, I gotta go fix things. So we might lose power. So scrap mail, the thing with home virtual schooling, that's what we're going to do with Cameron. As much as I want him back in a regular class environment, and I think that he needs it, that one of the things is, let me see, April, you having trouble hearing me? Let's see if I turn it up some. I don't know if this will help. Let me know if that's but yeah, so we're going to do virtual schooling with Cameron because that's going to be our best option. One, Cameron has missed more days than any of my other children combined, and he's just fixing to start 8th grade, and the other two have already graduated because he catches everything, and then I get sick very, very easily. And then, you know, my in-laws and my husband's grandfather are all living next door, so we have to worry about everything going on. Oh, we will be definitely careful going home. Amanda, that's Southeast Texas for you. Storms don't freak me out. And I lived in Oklahoma for a while as a kid too. Some of y'all may or may not know this. So I'm used to storms. Like, we're used to dealing with tornadoes. That's part of the reason why I don't mind living in an area with hurricanes, because unlike tornadoes and earthquakes and things like that, hurricanes, you get advanced warning for. You know you need to evacuate. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Hopefully, April, you're not having issues for, let's see, Maria. Okay, so your face is not oily or dry. One of the things, and I'll show you, I keep this in my purse because anytime I am not wearing makeup, because I have, even when I'm wearing makeup, this is the Miracle Blur Broad Spectrum SPF 30. And this makes my skin look really, really pretty when I'm not wearing makeup. And I always, like, literally, this is my purse. It stays in there. So, hi, Marion. Yeah, tornadoes are terrible. And tornadoes scare me. Don't get me wrong. We still have tornadoes here, but it's not like when I lived in Oklahoma, where there were certain times of year, just like during hurricane season, there's kind of like a tornado season. Well, Amanda, I can imagine, like, with Caden, if we had to because, you know, he's autistic, he's got Asperger's. If we had to deal with him, then he would probably be going to school as well. Yeah, Janie. Hopefully, is it Janie or Janie? But tornadoes are not fun, not in the least little bit. But I can honestly say earthquakes, because we lived in California, and like the first week we were there, we had an earthquake. Earthquakes scare me more than anything else because it's hard to describe, but it almost feels like the ground is ripping out from underneath you, and the ground is not supposed to move. Let's see, Tool. The best HTV for beginner. My favorite, as y'all all know, is Specialty Materials Thermoflex Plus. Caesar is also very, very good. I don't recommend Cricut. No shade, no shame. It's just me being completely honest. I'm just not the biggest fan of how it washes, how it wears, how it applies. If you're going to go with one, go with either this Thermoflex Plus or the Caesar Easy Week. They're both really good. Yes, it's I have to look it up again. I have to pull it out. It's L'Oreal. Gotta type it here. Oh, Tammy, yeah, I don't want to be in Oklahoma again. But one thing about it is, like, I hate Southeast Texas heat, especially because it's always hot. Like, I mean, we're always dealing with 100% humidity, and it's bad. But I don't like the cold either. I could easily deal with heat over cold. I don't know why I'm like that, but I don't like snow. And here in Southeast Texas, where we are, you know, it is pretty much always hot. Like, to me, it is definitely sweater weather when it's about 70 degrees. I do not like the cold in the least little bit. It's kind of like when we went to Disney at Christmas, and we had the first part of this time was cold, and then it was hot, and like we were out there, and cold to us, they were like 58 degrees, and people were out there in shorts. I'm like, how can you do this? I need a big jacket to be able to walk around outside. It's too cold. And then, you know, when it's 9,000 degrees outside, it's, you know, what we're used to. I mean, there's been many Christmases where we wear. Hi, son, Sujay. I hope I said that right. Hi, Sharon. But yeah, the weather, like, I don't know. Everybody has their own preferences. I know some people, like my husband's aunt and uncle who live in North Carolina. The colder is good for them. They come down here and they're dying. Oh yeah, me too, Maria. Because I am vitamin D deficient, but I don't like taking the vitamins, so I actually have to get a little bit of regular sun. Yeah, Janie. Well, the thing is, it doesn't here the lowest. We may get it snow, but it doesn't stick. Maybe once every 5 years. And typically the lowest is about 50 degrees, but that's winter coat weather for me. I just can't. That's cold. You know, at home in our house, whenever it's 70 degrees, whenever it is 70 degrees in our house, I'm bundled up with a blanket and stuff. You know, that's just kind of how we are. Barbecue weather, 58 degrees is not barbecue weather. That is go inside, cuddle with the puppies, and keep out of the chilliness. I do not. And that's part of it is, you know, it's crazy how we are. Thank you, Sujay. I love to hear that. Oh, Sophia, that makes me so happy. I love when people do it, like to watch as a family. It's weird to me that, you know, I've been doing YouTube now 3 years, and it's, yeah, Tam, it is amazing how adding just a little bit of depth. But as I said, for my skin tone personally, I need the darkness. Pastels, because of how dark I naturally am. My watch is sitting here charging. So I have like a major tan line. But you can see that my skin on my face is a whole lot lighter than my arms. Pastels without any depth look ashy on me. They look like I have colored on my face with chalk. I love pastels. It's just I can pull off almost every color. Pastels are not my friend. Yeah, Arkansas stays pretty warm too. Yes, the ring light is amazing. It makes you look so pretty. Now, on here, I just have one of my LEDs back there that kind of give me some light, because if I don't have any light, let's see if I turn it off. I'll show you. See how it doesn't look as good. It's hard to tell. So we like to have a little bit of brightness on our face. Yeah, no, I don't think it's ever hit below 0 here. Okay, so tool, the shirt ruler, we have several videos using it. If you have a heat press, you buy the size for your heat press. So like my heat press back there is a 16 by 20. So I use the 16. If you have a 15 by 15, you buy the 15. And it is great for lining up the front of your shirts to make sure that they are perfect where they're supposed to go below the collar and everything else. Oh yeah, no, Janie, the cost of living in California is outrageous anyway. Like we lived there many, many years ago. So 2000, the early 2000s. And coming from Texas and seeing like the cost of milk and things like that, it was ridiculous. How much more expensive it was. Okay, so if they're 95% poly, Mary, you can use all of your, because the spandex, that's such a small thing. We have more books coming in, so if you didn't purchase yours, it's a good time to get them. These things are awesome. Now, and let me explain to you why. Yes, that is a Canon T6i. That's what I use to record my intro and outro for my videos. Then over there, I use a different Canon. I have a small Canon that is lightweight because I have to have something that fits above so I have, this is my Canon, what is this one? SX40. So this one is what I use above the heat press, and then I use a GoPro over there to, I have a GoPro over there whenever I'm doing the weeding. So those are the ones that I use. So the vinyl that I would recommend, and part of the reason why I recommend this book, if you buy vinyls from me, or if you just use specialty materials in general, is because it has all of your instructions for each section, which I really love because it's got what type of fabrics it will work on, the temperature, how to cut it, all that. And it really, really definitely helps. And so I would just recommend, if you're going to use anything, I would recommend using you said you needed a vanilla. Just use vanilla cream. It's awesome. The books are $19.95, Sharon. But the thing is, once you have one, now they may add different colors to it, but knowing the basics of how to have the materials and having it all in front of you is extremely helpful. Very, very helpful. Well, you can do a lot with your Cricut Easy Mini Press and then the Easy Press. I've got tons of videos using those, Kat. You can use it for most of your vinyl projects. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Pink Pearls. Isn't it awesome? I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, trust me, whenever I tell y'all this isn't me being like, hey, you need to go out and buy the book. But the book is on sale because right now we have our back to school thing. So everything on our website except for clip kits and bundles is 15% off. So they're really, really good. San Antonio. Yeah, the houses in California are so expensive. The 5-in-1 presses, honestly, Kat, I am not a big fan of anything where you're sitting there unplugging wires. One, whenever you're using a heating element like that, there's many things that can go wrong. So I recommend if you want a heat press that does shirts, buy one that does shirts. If you want to get into one that does hats, then you buy a hat press. Don't buy one that you can do everything all at once. Tammy, hi Mitch, those are LED lights. So whenever I'm filming, to make sure that you can kind of see everything that I'm doing, and I try to show you true colors and things like that, there is light coming at me from all directions. And if you actually look, there's even lights above. That's how we light, like whenever we're doing like weeding vinyl and stuff like that. Let's see. Rhonda, I would not use HTV on a plastic water bottle. You're going to melt it. Okay, so Kat, you said you have the mini press by Cricut, the little teeny tiny one. That's a great way to do hats. You can take and put some fabric into your hat to kind of give it some force to be able to press up against, and use that tiny little press. I mean, that will fit on a hat. It works great. Yes, you can use inkjet transfer paper with the Cricut Maker, Rhonda. There are some really good brands out there. Actually, the Cricut brand is good. Specialty Materials makes a good one. But I do actually really enjoy the Cricut one. That's one of the things that you can. What was the name of the transfer paper that I used for the print and cut? So I used 3 different ones whenever I did it. I did the Starcraft, I did the Specialty Materials that's available on my website, and then I used the Cricut. Well, yes, also, that's another good reason, Janie, is that if something breaks, you always have a backup. I mean, for myself personally, because this is my business. This is what I do for a living. YouTube and all that's fun, and don't get me wrong, but making stuff is still the bulk of my business. That is how I feed my family. I have that heat press. I have 3 other regular heat presses. I have a hat press. I have a cut press. So we have, and then I have like the Cricut stuff as well. Well, I like the LEDs for myself personally. Those up there, they take these really big-o light bulbs that are like this big. They're like the incandescent bulbs. I think that's what they're called, the ones that are spirally. They get really freaking hot. And I have a lot of them, but I switched over to LEDs. The LEDs are more expensive, but you can still have the warm white light that you need. And they put off just as much light, but they don't get as hot as they did. Yeah, the Cricut Mini is great for so many little projects. That is something, like, I don't want to ever tell people, go out and buy something, go out and buy something. That's never what I want to say. But if you're looking for something to do, to have, if you're not doing a lot of hats and things like that, that is a great thing to have in your repertoire for your business. Well, Sharon, what kind of printer did you have? Because just because you purchased an inkjet printer And I don't want, and hopefully this doesn't come up, that doesn't mean you can actually print real HTV. Because here's the thing about it is there are a lot of printable materials for inkjet home printers and laser printers. But what we print here, we have a Roland Eco Solvent printer, and we also have an HP latex printer. Both of those are outdoor rated. They print with a different type of ink, so it is made to last longer. Let's see, Julie. No, I do actually some videos with sublimation. I am waiting on some new sublimation products to come in to do some more sublimation tutorials. The thing is, I go through almost kind of phases of what I'm doing. Have you tried Chromoblast? No, not. I haven't. On regular paper, because mine is just sublimatable ink. If I'm doing a cotton shirt, because of the equipment that I own, I have a direct garment. I have an white toner laser printer. I have sublimation. So if I'm doing a cotton shirt, I'm going to direct to garment if it's not getting screen printed or vinyled. Yes, you can use your Cricut Mini with masks as well. That thing, that's what I'm saying. The Cricut Mini, that little thing, was the best 80 bucks I've spent in a long time. It works phenomenally. I mean, if y'all watched my video that I did yesterday, I did Cameron's backpack with it. And because the thing is, working with backpacks, there's a lot of weird angles, and you have to be able to get something in there that's small enough where you're not heating up the whole thing, because trying to fit a backpack under heat press is nearly impossible. That is one of the best little devices ever. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Cricut Mini is amazing. Let's see, Lorette. I'm talking about the one that you put onto the transfer cut design on the shirt. It's clear, and you said you have to be cold before you remove it. Hold on, let me see if I can find your previous. Okay, so I'm confused of what you're talking about, Lorette. If you're talking about when I did sublimation, that one's not a print and cut. I'm not sure which video you're talking about. Let's see. The Canons are great cameras. I've got 2 of them, and they're amazing. Maria, just keep looking. I bought that at Walmart, and that's typically where I get it. But I haven't needed to buy it in a while. That one's like a few months old. Well, Rhonda, yes, sublimation. Now, they do have other options for sublimation. I know, like, you can get off eBay. You can convert your own printer. That the thing with sublimation is I have a Sawgrass. The reason why I purchased a Sawgrass over converting a printer myself is because, one, I wanted warranty. For me, myself personally, things break down. It's kind of crazy. So I like to have warranty, and I would rather spend a little bit more money, because I've had a lot of things that have been converted or changed and then you have issues with. Tammy, actually, Nadia typically works with Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. I do plan on doing some more Corel videos. It's just part of the thing is it's trying to keep up with what everybody wants is kind of crazy. I'm not sure if she's talking about the foil. I'm not. Honestly, I don't know. If you want to, Loretta, if you'll message me the video, like if you'll email me that on cuttincornersvinyl@gmail.com, it is in the description. I'll look at it, and then I can tell you what material it is I used, because I'm not very sure, because I have done so many videos. So Jamie, my printer that I have the Sawgrass SG 400. It's awesome. I've used it a bunch. It works great. We are looking at upgrading because they've changed the printers to the Sawgrass SG 1000, I think is what it is. So it's the bigger one. Well, Rhonda, don't be scared to death that you're going to mess something up. That's part of the thing with all this is you got to practice. I didn't learn how to do things until I played with it a lot. Now, Rebecca, for HTV on stainless steel tumblers, again, it depends on what press you're using, what vinyl you're using, and things like that. So again, when you're playing with stuff like that, get stuff that's cheap to test yourself, because people will be like, well, I cut it on your settings and it didn't work. Well, one, was your blade the same sharpness as mine? Depends on how often you use it, how often you change it, how often you use your machine will loosen things up. So it's kind of crazy. But test. I can give you settings all day long, but that doesn't mean it's always going to work for you. You see what I'm saying? Because everything is different. And heat presses, like especially on inexpensive ones, they don't always heat perfectly even. So that's why I always tell people you got to test. Sharon, that I think is just a regular inkjet printer. Now you can print things with it, but you have to be, and the one thing that I want people to know is whenever you're using like an inkjet printable, those are not made to last forever. Like if you're selling that to a customer, then you need to know what the washing instructions and stuff like that on, because like whenever we print printable HTV that is done with like our eco solvent or with the HP to latex, those are good for up to 50 washes. So it kind of just depends on what you're doing. You've been binge watching crafting videos, Lenny? That's always a good thing to do. Sharon, I've been doing this forever, like literally forever, and I still mess things up. Okay, so Craftsmas. We are doing Craftsmas this year, so it will start in October like it always has. Craftsmas, we do quick, easy projects every single day. We typically do 7 days a week for videos. This year, we're going to change it, and we're still going to do quick, easy crafts that are going to encompass Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, things that work good for gifts and all that kind of jazz like we normally do, but we're going to cut it down to 5 days a week. 7 days a week is a little bit much for me. And we do lots of inexpensive, fun things that work great for coworker gifts. We also do some more expensive things, class gifts, all that kind of stuff. So it's a whole lot of fun. Rhonda, it depends on what cutter you're using, but if you need to cut around it, you're going to have to use like your Cricut or your Silhouette, because there's not going to be a way to cut off the excess unless you want to try to cut it by hand. Yes, Maria, I will. I've done them in the past. I haven't done it in a while. Maybe I'll do one this week. Maybe we'll do it on Friday or something. Well, LJ, almost everything, and even with HTV, if you wash, it will all come off. Yes, you can seal your letters. Epoxy is going to be your best option. I typically don't mess with epoxy because it's there's a lot to it. I've sealed a lot of stuff with dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and that seems to work well. But anytime you're putting vinyl in, don't put it through the dishwasher. Don't ever put it through the dishwasher, because the one thing I have figured out is everybody's dishwasher is different, and some get really freaking hot, and some of them, the way that their water pressure and stuff is, depending on your house too. it can mess it up very quickly. So I always tell anybody with any vinyl, hand wash it. Yes, I have the Cricut Maker too, Rhonda, so it works great for that. The only problem that I have with it is it cuts down how big your print area can be, and that's kind of a pain in the hiney. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. That makes me so happy. Thank you, professional painter. I don't feel super cute, but you know. Oh yeah, quarantine with no dishwasher, that's terrible. I can't live without my dishwasher. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. It's just been, it's like with this month. It is, I can't believe it is already August. Now, as I said, school got pushed back for us. We were supposed to start on August the 17th. It is now going to be going back on August 31st. Abundantly blessed. I have some videos on starting a vinyl business. I have several of them. It kind of just depends on what kind of market you're going for and what you're wanting to do. There's not a whole lot of specifics because it depends on your area. Y'all should know by now, I'm not one of those people. Like, I'll tell you, like, if I've got a new product on our website. That's my business. That is how I make money. Just like what we do, custom stuff for people is how we make money. But I'm not going to be that person that's pushing you to go buy a specific brand of anything or pushing you to use a discount code or pushing you to do this or that. I mean, literally, I've been doing this for years on YouTube. I have done like 3 sponsored videos. That's just how I am. I don't want it to be all about how I can make money, if that makes sense. Courtney, bigger than the Cricut, how big are you wanting to go? That's the question. There are some really great brands. We have a Graphtec, we have a Puma, we have a Suma. Those are all very good. Oh, awesome, LJ. And that's the thing about it is I've used that. And the thing is with specialty materials, Thermoflex Plus, let me tell you why that is what I chose to sell. I've used Caesar, I've used Stahls, I've used a lot of different brands. One, I love the way that specialty materials washes. 2, that's what I've used since I've been putting vinyl on shirts, which has been now for the past 14 years. So I know how well it lasts. It is a great material. That's why I recommend it. Janie, what is the most popular thing to custom design? It depends on the time of year. Shirts are my biggest money maker. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that it is not. We do all kinds of custom whatevers, but shirts are the biggest custom item that we do all year round. Photo shirts are super popular, especially down here in the South. Our parents like to spend money on buying shirts with their pictures of their kid in their cheerleader uniform and their football players to wear to the Friday night games. So yeah, that's one of the big things. And I mean, we do lots of, again, we're in the South, we're near the water. We do lots of boat numbers. That's always another big thing. Mary, it depends on the project. Like for HTV, typically, I don't worry about doing weeding box. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, certain types of vinyl, yes. Now, if I'm doing little decals like stickers, oh yeah, I'm going to put a weeding box, or I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut little lines because it makes it so much easier to do. Oh yeah, Amanda, everything in the South gets monogrammed. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, everything gets monogrammed. If it ain't glued down, it gets monogrammed. Courtney, so I think it's the Suma brand, Suma, that is really good and inexpensive. I can't remember if it's Suma or the Puma. Okay, let's see. Hi, Lupe. Hi, Stacy. Okay, Janie, a weeding box is not a light box. So whenever she's referring to a weeding box, like if you're doing cut line, so say this was a decal and say it was all gold. Weeding boxes, for certain types of material, you would have a box around, not per se each letter, but maybe if the text were really small, you would have it around like a line of text to make it easier to weed. So that makes it easier to weed. Light box is completely different. That's helpful whenever you're lining up your decals. Oh, I do. I should do that. Maybe I'll do that this week. I mean, we're going to do another backpack too this week because some school districts, they only allow like the clear PVC backpack. So I wanted to do a tutorial on that one. Yes, all of the new vinyls are in the book. So it has, and it even has some of the lines we don't carry yet. Yet being the key word. We're adding all kinds of materials all the time. Y'all know. But like there's pearls. The puffs are in here. See, there's the puff. So it's all in there, which makes it helpful. Yes, and the lines are extremely helpful. Very, very helpful. It's just on the website as the Specialty Materials Product Guide. Because that's all it is. Let me find the front page cover of it. I always have mine by me. See, just Specialty Materials Product Guide. And it really does make it helpful. Okay, so Karen, your schools are only allowing cinch bags. Ooh, that is no fun. How can kids carry anything in there? You can't even carry a binder in one of those little cinch bags. So that for our school district, that is a gym bag. I don't know why they won't at least allow them to carry a regular size clear backpack. Oh, Puff is awesome. Puff is a whole lot of fun. I have a couple of videos using it. So whenever you heat that up, it puffs up, so it gives a really cool texture. Hold on, I'm going to look and see because I have a separate monitor over here. I'm going to see if I can find the product guide and I will link it for y'all. I can't talk and type at the same time. Hi, Kathy. Okay, so I'll link this for y'all if y'all are interested. Hi, Terrence from the Bahamas. There's the link for the product guide. You haven't seen clear backpacks? Cameron, that clear backpack laying over there by Nadia's desk, will you bring it to me? Okay, well, some school districts they consider dangerous, so they like to be able to see items in the bags. They also do this, and this is another reason why I want to go public, like a lot of sporting events and things like that require you to carry a clear bag so they can see what you're doing. So this is a clear backpack. So you can see every item that's in here. Well, because this is plastic, you can't put HTV on it. So, oh yeah, Amanda, the puff is really awesome. And as I said, I've got a couple of videos using it. It is just a really unique texture. Well, Jade, it kind of depends on what type of budget you're wanting to spend. because the printers we have, like my HP latex printer was $10,000. My Roland Eco Solvent was 42,000. And this is not me talking to brag. I mean, this is, we take and have invested a lot of money into our business. I mean, as I said, we've been doing this a long time, and some of this equipment, like the Roland printer, we have had it. Pup is on page 35. So that's kind of what it looks like. As you can see, it kind of has like, it lifts and puffs up. And then that shows you the colors that it comes in. Let's see. Yes, regular permanent vinyl will work. But, I mean, we're going to jazz it up with something a little bit more special than just regular permanent vinyl, because I like color. I like texture. That's one of the things we are doing. The book is $19.95, Lupe. But the good thing is right now on our website, 15% off your entire purchase. Okay, so Jade, you can get, most inkjet printers will work. Now, if you're using like an inkjet printable for sticker material, I would definitely recommend investing in some type of laminate. Yes, Jamie, I'm probably going to do that video tomorrow over the clear backpack. So it's kind of cool. But laminate to help protect it, because inkjet printable is not going to last outside. Okay, so if you're wanting to go with something that works on nylon, Karen, you have to find special material that works on nylon. Like, I know Caesar makes one, Thermoflex Plus, or Thermoflex makes specialty material, makes one. We don't carry it yet because there's not a whole lot of people who work with just nylon. But you have to make sure you buy it specifically for nylon, because one, nylon, since it melts, can't be heated to the same temperature. Like, it can't be heated to 330 degrees. You're going to melt it. So it kind of just depends. But, I mean, there's a lot. Well, Abundantly Blessed, it's not going to be a live. It'll be a regular video, but you'll definitely be able to catch it. I only do lives on Tuesdays. Sometimes they get pushed back to other days of the week, but typically on Tuesdays is when I do our lives. Oh. It is allergy season around here, and I am so nasally, it is not even funny. It's so bad. Oh, and I don't know if any of y'all are Patreon people. If y'all are Patreon people who get kits, all of the kits shipped out today, so y'all should be on the lookout for your Patreon kit. So, anyways, I've been on here for 45 minutes. The weather is getting worse outside, so I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for today. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's video. We're going to be doing the clear backpack. Something super cute. But I guess that's it. Check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. If you have not watched, make sure to watch the video I posted earlier for the scrap box. Make sure you're subscribed. Comment, like the video. That's how you enter in to win. And we do these every month. They're awesome. And if people will tell you if they want it, they'll let you know. It's so cool, because one of the things that y'all may not realize is all of the new materials end up in those scrap boxes. So it's a good thing. But I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.